Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where we are finally ready to bring this thing in. I've brought us to kind of a halt here, although... Why are we accelerating? I don't know, but we need to go, presumably, this direction. Okay. Well, I thought I had brought us to a halt, but I did not. That's fine. We're just going to bring ourselves to a halt now. 0.0. There we go. And we need to obviously go this way, right? So we need to head out this direction-ish, but I'm going to change our yaw here quick. And our roll a little bit. And maybe our pitch a little bit, too. And get ourselves approximately lined up here. It's definitely not perfect, but it'll be closer. So somewhere around here or so. Okay. And now we're going to head off this direction. And we'll need to head a little bit in our current angling in the down vector. We should be able to have our cargo bay doors open, and we'll definitely do that. But we're just going to head off somewhere around approximately, we're pretty far out right now, maybe around 0.3 meters per second in the sideways vector, and then in the up vector, somewhere around 2 meters per second. Actually, it's kind of ending up being 0.4 and 1, and I'm okay with that. That's probably a reasonable ratio. So let's just put this here for now. Wow, okay, that hasn't gone to 0.5. Well, let's just leave it here. Cool. We're going a bit up, so I want to go in the forward vector here a bit. I don't really want to be going up. I want to be going mostly to the side and a little bit in this direction, like towards the station, right? So we're just kind of bringing this around here. We can see we're pretty close to the target direction right now. This may end up colliding with things. We'll see. At these speeds, it's probably not going to cause any significant damage, though. Nah, this looks pretty decent. Okay, we don't have the correct docking port selected. This, of course, needs to be here. There we go. And at this point, we can bring our directionality in a little bit towards the... Hang on. What is happening here? Let's just head towards target. Okay, I'm not sure why our target marker was moving like that, but whatever. We're going to bring this up. Okay, it's got some wild motion to it. Let's just point at target for right now. Oh, it's because of RCS as we turn. I gotcha. And we're picking up a lot of speed right now. A whole lot of speed. Why are we picking up that much speed from RCS turning? That would be preferential if we weren't. Okay, let's kill that speed. We've gotten 0.7 meters per second here. Okay. This is definitely not where we want to go. We're going to end up impacting the truss here. Wild. That is not what we wanted at all. Going to continue to head over this direction. Impacting the truss was not the goal here. That's for sure. But we picked up a lot of random momentum there. I have no idea where it came from, actually. That's not what RCS turning is supposed to do in terms of giving us that much momentum, but whatever. We're just going to head in over this direction for now. It's reasonably okay. And of course, we're going to have to change our angling here a little bit. But that is fully expected. At this point, we are no longer in collision. I would like to go a little bit in the, up vector here. So we're going to need to head, this direction. Cool. So we're going to need it to be somewhere around here, and we're just going to carefully bring this on in. Let's get rid of our sideways momentum. I think we'll clear this, or very close to it. I'm not going to get rid of all of the sideways momentum. And we're currently heading, like, away from the point. Which is, you know, not necessarily ideal. We want to be heading over this way. Yeah. This feels broadly all right. So we need to continue to adjust our angling here to be about here or so for the time being. And eventually we're going to need to control from here. And I'm going to start doing that. Okay. So obviously our vectoring is a little bit different, but we expect that. Cool. We're about 20 meters out, or 25 meters out, I should say. We definitely need to continue to head this direction. I think we're about in line as far as our sideways vectoring goes. We can maybe go a little bit further here. I'm just checking to see, do we think we're going to clip here? I think it's okay. Broadly. So I'm going to bring this back now. We still need to go in the up vector a little bit here. So I'm tossing in a little bit of up vectoring. And we can line ourselves approximately up on this vector. Obviously, we need to go this way a fair amount, right? So that is indeed exactly what we are doing. Let's warp forward a little bit here. We do appear to be clearing here, I think. Maybe. Let's come out of the warp. It's going to be close. Let's get a tiny bit of vectoring out to the side. Now we're clearing. Just a little bit more speed out to the side here, and it looks good. Okay, so we have cleared here. We can bring that back. And as far as our directionality here goes, it's closer, but it's not perfect. We still need to be going in the up vector here. That is looking much better. So let's bring this over. Yeah, this positioning is looking pretty decent. And we'll just do something like that. Checking in on our roll. Honestly, our roll looks pretty good from this angle. It's probably not perfect. It rarely is. But it looks decent. Good enough to match the rest of the janky aesthetic that we've got going on here. So that seems absolutely fine. I think we maybe need a little bit more in the up vector, but it wouldn't be much. So we're just going to very gently bring this in. From this angle, we've got all the space in the world, so it looks good. Now that we finally have it figured out how we're going to dock this thing. We're also going to need to move Valentina back eventually, and let's just transfer her back over to the cockpit. That'll be fine. She does not need to be here at this time. Okay. I think we're pretty good on the verticality. This is looking like it's coming in reasonably straight. Maybe we need to tweak the angling a little bit, but overall, I think it's probably about as good as we're going to get it. And we're docked. Excellent. Okay, so that is how we want this thing to be stored. Perfect. Everything is pointing the correct direction. This is pointing nadir. This is pointing... Let's see, that is the... Is that fore or aft? I can't remember. What is the terminology here? That is forward. Okay, so that's pointing in the forward vector. Looks good. And then this is the aft vector over here. So yeah, that all seems fine. Now we can deliver our ELC. So that, of course, means that we're going to undock from here. Boy, that was definitely complicated to get that installed. In retrospect, we should have improved our robotic arm. But we got there in the end. So I want to have Bob EVA here. And we're not going to undock just yet. We're keeping everything strutted together, and we're just going to go down because we need to do some strut work out over this way. So that'll be fine. Where is a ladder to to grab onto. I guess we could just grab onto the cupola module, or we could grab on right over here. It's kind of the same thing either way. So we're just going to grab onto this ladder here, and we should be able to do some strut work from here. So that'll be perfect. Grab on, and let's... Why did I get... Okay. That's twice I've done this recently. This is Bob. We need Bill. Okay. Problems ensue, but that's fine. We'll just take him back up over here. It's less awkward to get him back in than it was to get him out, because we can choose which side to go in. So that'll be fine. Okay, in we go. Bob, stop impersonating Bill. Okay, we're going to board that. And, of course, now we need Bill to be the one to EVA. Bob cannot do the strut work. He does not have the requisite skill set. So, Bill, anytime you're ready, EVA. There you go. Now we have the right person, and we can go back down. We now know where we're targeting, so we should be able to get there much more quickly in theory. Over we head. And let's get ourselves momentum in the correct direction here. Cool. There we go. And grab on. Excellent. Entering Kerbal construction mode. Can we reach the cockpit from here? The answer is, sadly, no. Maybe if we climb up a bit? Oh. No. This is all the up that we get. Okay, so we can't reach the cockpit from here. So what does that mean? Well, that means that we need to head back over here, and now I have a job for Bob. He's going to be handing parts. So we're going to have Bob EVA here. Specifically, what he's going to do is he's going to move... Let's see, we need... I believe the cupola module already has its attached. So we're going to need to come in here. And I'm going to pin open this guy as well if we can. Sadly, we can't reach here. So we're going to have to RCS our way down. And we're going to have to hang out, like, around here or so. Okay, pin that open. And I'm going to grab 1, 2, 3, 4. That will get this secured. And then 1... Actually, this already has its struts there. I think that's all the struts that we need. The cupola module and the module here already have their struts attached. We just need to re-strut them. So we should only need the 4 struts. So let's head back in with Bob now. His job here is complete. We'll grab on here. And he is going to board as soon as he can. He decided to let go instead. Okay. I mean, that's my own fault. I hit the space bar instead of B. Okay, board. Fantastic. So we don't need to have these pinned open anymore. And we are going to start working on our strut work here. So strut number 1 is going to be right down here. And we're going to bring that in over here. Just looking to rigidify this a little bit. We don't need this waving around like a crazy person. Okay, so we're going to do that. Strut number 2, out over here. This is a good spot for it. And we're just going to strut that beyond this docking port. As soon as the game gets caught up. There we go. So I want that to get strutted at least to here. That seems fine. Strut number 3 will be this one. And we're going to simply attach that guy here. That'll go down to about here. Eventually the game will catch up. Sure, that'll work. And strut number 4. This will be connecting to the lab. Whoa, okay. Apparently we're looking here now. Sure? Okay, well, head on over here. There we go. And let's get that connected up. You know, that's not where I clicked, but it'll work. So, no problem there. Now we're going to need to... Bill's in an awkward spot here. I thought he was down here. Okay, well, we're going to have to get the cupola module strutted in. He's going to need to detach here, and he's going to need to make his way out. So we're just going to head out this direction. You're right where we need struts to be, so that's not going to work. Down we go. And we're just going to head right in over here and grab on. Cool. Go ahead and grab there. And we're going to do these struts. So one strut here. As soon as the game gets caught up, we'll just attach it directly to this module. Okay, something like that. That should stop it from rocking, but we'll get the others just for symmetry. So another one right over here or so. That'll connect approximately here. We'll see how that goes. Sure, that'll work. Then we're going to need a strut up at the top. Yep, this will be fine. Any moment now, KSP. There you go. Cool. There's a lot of parts here, and apparently it's not very efficient at whatever it's doing in the background here with all of these parts. This is a very complex build. There's no doubt about that. So we're just going to get this attached somewhere over here or so. That looks good. Okay, so that's the cupola module attached. Next, we need to attach this module here. Now, I also think we need to detach this docking port. We can just store that inside of the hitchhiker storage container for now, but we're going to get it strutted on first. And then we'll detach the shuttle, and we'll start heading towards our ELC component, which is going to go on the S3 truss, but I think it's actually going to end up going on the S5 truss, if I recall correctly. Or the S1 truss. I forget which direction. But it's going to be one of those. Okay, one strut there. We're going to put in a strut about here. Eventually. Yeah, there we go. And then we're going to do a strut out over this way, of course. That'll go about here. And it'll connect about here. And then I think we'll connect the bottom strut to the lab. Okay, so something like that, and this will just add some additional rigidity here. It won't look the prettiest, but I mean, that's kind of this station in a nutshell, right? This is very much... I was going to say function over form, except that a lot of these parts don't function, so there is that. We'll just attach this right down over here. Okay, so that should be nice and rigid. Now we can let go, and we're going to turn our RCS on. We're going to head out this direction a little bit. And what we need at this time is to grab this docking port. And I'm just going to store that inside of one of these hitchhiker storage containers. We do have a fair amount of docking ports here, and that's good. We want to have spares, just in case something ends up happening, like we send up incorrect types of docking ports or something. That's a good thing to have around. So now we need to head up to the shuttle, and we are going to detach the struts that are currently holding the shuttle to the module. And that, of course, means that the shuttle can have some issues. But let's just head, for now, up to this ladder, and we'll grab onto this. There we go. And then we'll grab this strut, which is awkwardly positioned, and we'll put that inside of the cockpit for now. There we go. And we'll grab this strut. Now the shuttle is going to start potentially waving around, and of course that means that we need to move quick. So we're going to put that strut back in, and as soon as the game gets caught up here, there we go. We're going to board, and we're going to detach. So we can undock here. There we go. And we can now pull back this arm. We can start rotating this to 0 degrees. And we can start retracting this arm. Although I don't want it to retract too quickly. So we'll do something like this, and this can start moving to a target angle for now of 0. I just want to fold this up for the moment. And eventually, once this gets all rotated around, we'll reopen it, and that will just get put away. Cool. Okay, how are we doing on this rotation? We've got about 90 degrees to go. That's not shocking. Now that we're inside here, I want to reopen this to 180 degrees, and that will just slowly get put away. Next, what I want to do is I want to have Bill EVA again. We're slowly drifting away from the station, and that is... I think we're moving in a decent direction. So what I want to do now is I want to remove this strut, and we'll stow that inside of the cockpit. That will allow us to get this guy ready to go. So at this point, we want to start deploying this. So I want this angle to be at 90 degrees. And I want to extend out this telescoping hydraulic cylinder. Now, this is probably not an ideal position for this telescoping hydraulic cylinder to be in. We probably actually want this to be on the robotic arm, is my guess. Almost certainly, because we're going to need to position this basically right here, or maybe we put it on this side. Actually, does this go on the nadir side? It does. Right next to ESP3 towards the core. So it ends up going about here, which definitely means we're not going to have room to maneuver it on this. That means that we're going to need to undeploy the robotic arm, or rather redeploy the robotic arm, and we'll have this be currently at like a 90-degree angle. And we'll extend this back out. We're going to need to move this onto the robotic arm. That's fine for now. Let's put this on kill rot for the moment. Let's back away a bit from the station. And let's just get ourselves a little bit of space, because we're going to need it. Okay, so let's get ourselves a wee bit of space here. Just going until we're clear of the station. Okay, something about like that. Now what we're going to need to do is we are going to need to release this docking port. Hang on. If we do this, what will we be attaching to? We can attach to this docking port, but that's unhelpful because that's what we want to attach to the station. So we're going to have to do a little bit of docking port surgery here. So Bill is going to EVA. We do have some spare docking ports, so that's absolutely fine. I'm going to grab this docking port, and I kind of want to put that on this side. So that would end up being up over here. Alternatively, we could just put it on the side over here. That might actually be the best place to put it. Okay, so we do something kind of like that. Then we can board. It doesn't matter which of these we dock to and which one we put on the station because this is actually square, so that'll be absolutely okay. Now we can undock here, and that gives us a spare docking port, of course. So we can undock here, let that go a bit, and we can unextend this guy and put this away. So this target angle can be reduced, and we can grab this docking port as our target, and this docking port where we control from. Then I want to head upwards a bit. What direction is up from this angle? This way. Okay. We're going to need to head a little bit forward as well, but I want to start heading towards this very slowly for the time being. Okay. Now we're going to need to go a little bit in the forward vector, which is... I have no idea which one's the forward vector. This one. Okay. We don't need a lot of forward vectoring. So here should be clear at this point. Let's bring that back. Okay. Now we still need to be going in this up vector, right? And I think we maybe are going a bit too much this way. So we need to go this way. Okay. It's going to be a little awkward here. But now we're just waiting for this to move into approximate position. Yeah, we're definitely going to need to head out this direction a bit. Oh, hang on. This direction a bit. Okay. Which direction is up? Is this up? It is. We need to go something like this. Okay, this has got a bit of a tumble to it, which is very not ideal right now. Let's point at target. What is this doing? I'm very confused by how it's pointing at target here. We currently have it, like, captured inside of our bay. Okay, that's very awkward. It's gonna fly out. Please stop. Just stop. Okay. Wild. Absolutely wild. So we're going to let this thing fly away. Ooh, out in that direction? Okay. That is not the direction I wanted it to go away in, necessarily. But what we can do now is we can set this target angle to be 0, and that will make things a little bit easier for sure. And at this point, what I want to do... We're in kill rot right now. Why is it rotating? Stop it. Okay. I want to bring this... Oh, no, stop it. We're supposed to be in kill rot. What are you doing? Control from here. Kill our rotation. Is it because this is moving? It might actually be. Okay, so that is reasonably fine. I want to point to target velocity, or rather relative velocity minus. We're going to have to go catch this. And that means that we're going to have to, of course, be in the correct position. Things got very weird there. No doubt about it. But that's okay. So at this point, we want to be heading this direction. And bringing down our relative velocity. We're going to have to intercept this thing, and we're going to have to go get it. I was hoping for this to be a quick capture, but unfortunately, that did not end up happening. Because it picked up a bit of a tumble there, I don't think it hit us. I'm not sure why it picked up that tumble, but it definitely did. So that's relatively fine for now. Stop it. Kill rot. Okay, point at target for the moment. And we're going to head towards target, but I also want to get a little bit of up vectoring here. So we're going to do something like this, and then in the up vector, we're going to do something like that. But I also want to roll right on over. Because we're going to need to capture this thing, right? So we're going to roll over and come in something like this. Okay. Now, I want to be heading towards target. And then a little bit in what is now really the down vector. Like this. Okay. Bill, I want you to EVA, and we're going to need to strut this into place. Otherwise, we're going to have wild issues. And that will, of course, need to be from here to about here. But it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to capture this thing and get it installed, and then this mission will finally be over. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Andy McGar, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12 UK, Katogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.